Last night, my dear friends, we heard Katha from Bhagwat Maha Puran of the coming of Kali Yuga. We heard of the various places that Kali Yuga was asked to reside. When Raja Parikshit said, I'm going to put an end to you, Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga says no. And Raja Parikshit said to Kali Yuga, tell me one good reason. Tell me one good reason why I should allow you to stay alive. Why should I allow Kali Yuga to come? And Kali Yuga says, this age may be called Kali Yuga, which means the age of darkness. But it is in this age that by chanting the name of God, by chanting the name of God with true love and devotion, man is able to purify their soul. And man will be able to gain liberation very easily in this age of Kali Yuga. And it was for that reason that Raja Parikshit allowed him to live. But he gave him the 4 places. Do you remember those 4 places? Do you remember those 4 places? Where there is gambling, where there is alcohol, where there is prostitution, and where there is the killing of animals, the slaughterhouse. And the 5th one, he says, give me one more. He says, gold. Where there is gold. And this is where Kali Yuga resides. These are the 5 places where Kali Yuga resides. I would like to start my katha by reminding you a little bit about Bhagavad Gita, that discussion between Arjuna and Bhagavan Sri Krishna, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he tells us, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijanyaham paritranaya sadunam vinashaya traduskritam dharma sanstapanataya shambhavami yuge yuge. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he promised us and he says, wherever and whenever unrighteousness prevails and righteousness is in the decline, I will manifest myself forth for the protection of the pious devotees and for the destruction of the evil ones. I will come upon this earth from age to age. And that is why, my dear friends, he came in the age of Treta Yuga as Maryada Purushottam Prabhu Sri Ramchandra. And he came again in the age of Dwapar Yuga as Lila Purushottam Krishna Chandra Bhagavan. But what really, he says that he is going to come upon this earth when there is unrighteousness. What really causes unrighteousness? What causes difficulty? What causes problems? What causes negativity in our life? What causes darkness in our life? Let us look at it from a literal point of view. What causes darkness? If all the lights were to go out, there will be darkness. Not so? Not so, Rihanna? If we take off all the light, we will be in darkness. Not so? Yes. So an absence of light is what causes darkness. An absence of righteousness is what brings about unrighteousness. Do you follow, my dear friends? When there is an absence of righteousness, when there is an absence of good, when there is an absence of purity, when there is an absence of God in our life, that is what brings about unrighteousness. And there is where Bhagavan now has to come. What really causes that? It is when we fail to recognize the presence of God in our life. If I were to ask you the question, where is God? What would you tell me? Where is God? Where do you think God is? Everywhere. That's the perfect answer, man. I should give you a handshake for that one. He said, everywhere. Where is God? God is everywhere. God is inside of me. He's inside of you. He is here, there, and everywhere. But yet still sometimes we tend to neglect God. We tend to forget God. We don't pay obeisance to God. We don't recognize His divinity like that. Brahma arpanam brahmahavir brahmatno brahmana hutam brahmaivate nagantavyam brahma karma samadhina. What does the Lord say? I am that supreme Brahman. That supreme Brahman exists in the fire. The ghee that is offered into the fire, that is also the supreme Brahman. The spoon that you would use to make the offering into the fire, that is also the Supreme Brahman. The person making the offering, me, you, when we would perform our Havan, we are also part of that Supreme Brahman. That's why we say what? Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am Shiva. Do you feel or do you recognize the power of God in you? Do you really recognize the power of God in you? Let me ask you this, many times when you go to a funeral, you would hear people saying that today you have left me and you have gone, but don't worry, one day again we will meet. Where? Where are we going to meet? Is it that when we die and we leave and we go, we are all going to this other place, this wonderful place where there is crystal clear water and cool breeze and fruit trees that is laden with fruits, and there is happiness there, and we are all going to die from this world to go into that place, and we are all going to meet back up there again? If that is the case, my dear friends, if that is the case, you see the problems we're having down here? When we meet up there, uncle, when we meet up there, we're going to have the same problems up there. So it's not that we're going to meet one day again we will meet. When that day comes, it is then we'll realize, Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. That is the day we'll realize I am God. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he is making his plan to come upon this earth. The marriage took place between Vasudeva and Devaki. And what happened next, we will hear in our very first Shlok. I would like to take this opportunity to say special welcome to Pandit Dayanandji and Didi. Thanks for coming. And also I recognize the presence of the members of my mandir, the Brothers Road Hindu Mandir. Oh, they're coming from far. Thanks for coming and being here with us tonight. What does Shukadev Muni tell unto Raja Parikshit? And so as the marriage ceremony took place between Vasudeva and Devaki, there was happiness all around. The cousin of Devaki, which was Kans, he acted the role of brother in that marriage ceremony. Do you know what is the purpose or what is the role of the brother in the wedding ceremony? What does the brother do? When the Kanyadan ceremony is about to take place, sometimes you would have the loi, sometimes you would have the shank, and it will be placed in the hands of the dulahin. Under the dulahin hand we will have who? Mother's hand, her mother, her father, then we'll have dulaha. The Kanyadan cannot take place unless the brother comes and the brother does his part. It is as though the brother is giving the okay for this wedding to continue, for this Kanyadan rite to take place. If he doesn't throw that water, Kanyadan will not take place. So he is very important. The brother is very important in the wedding ceremony. So when the wedding ceremony took place between Vasudeva and Devaki, Kans, who acted the role of brother, who is brother, like Vindra and I, no? Vindra is my cousin, I consider her sister. He acted the role of brother. He says, I am very happy for you, my sister. I am very happy for you, and I want you to reach to your home comfortable. I want you to be happy. I don't want there to be any hiccups on the road. So let me drive this chariot. Let me drive this chariot and let me take you to your destination. And so he decided to drive that chariot to take Vasudeva and Devaki to their home. Tam janupakarman shansah nirapatrapamam Vasudeva Mahabhaga Uvacha Parishatana Harihi Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. As he was driving that chariot to take them to their destination, a heavenly voice he heard. And the heavenly voice is saying, today you are very happy. Today you are taking your sister to her new home. And you are very happy for her. And you have decided to drive that chariot to ensure that she reaches comfortable and safe. But let me tell you something, that heavenly voice said to Kans. The eighth child of Devaki will be the one that will bring forth your death. The eighth child will bring forth your death. If you hear that there is someone whose child is going to bring forth your death, what would you do? What would you say? You know what I would say? Well, we all have to die one day, not so? We came here, we didn't come here to live forever. And I believe that whatever happens in this world happens through the grace and through the blessings of God. If that is the case, well then let it happen that way. Comes when he heard this now, he pulled out the sword. Immediately he pulled out the sword and says, if it is that the eighth child of Devaki will bring forth my death, then let me cut down that tree before any fruits can bear from that tree. Let me destroy you. I will destroy you here and now. Look at the change that took place there. Look at the change that took place there. Just a few seconds ago, he was so happy, he was so proud, and he wanted to take her to her home, her new home. And all of a sudden, that happiness changed now into anger. And I told you last night about the dangers of anger, right? Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibram, smriti bramshad buddhinashad pranashyati. Krodh is what would allow us to do things in this world that afterwards we will have to regret. Why did Kans change like this? Why did his mind change like this? How did his mind change like this? How are we like this? Why do we display these qualities? Did the color of the leaves change? It's still green. What is the color of the sky? It's still blue. Has our body changed? No, we still have two eyes and nose and a mouth and two ears. The same way. It's the same thing. You know what really changed? Our way of thinking, our mentality. The time has come when all are in riot. There is so much hate, there is so much of greed, there is so much fight, there is so much quarrel, and we are seeing it happening. We are seeing it happening even in the home. Even in the home. The ones that you grew up with. 2 children. Think about this, my dear friends. Think about this. 2 children will be born from the same parents. When they are 4 years, 5 years, they may get into a little argument because one of the child took the other child's toy or something may happen. They may cry. They may hit each other. They may quarrel. 5 minutes after, what happened? 5 minutes after, you will see the 2 children eating from the same plate. Not so? Let's add 20 years or 30 years to those children now. When they are 30 years, 35 years, and 2 of those very same children who would have gotten into an argument when they were small and 5 minutes after they could mend that. When they are 30, 40 years, that old now, when they are more mature, when they have more highly developed brain, when they can think better, they'll get into an argument and they'll say, what? I would never talk to you again for the rest of your life. And they will refuse to talk to them. Death would come. Death would come and they say, when he was alive, I didn't go. Now I am not going. Children, is it children smarter than human beings? And elders, I should say. We are all human beings. Is it that children are smarter than the elders? Is that it? Kans, he says, I'm going to kill you here now. And what happened there now? Vasudev, who was now married. Uncle? If someone say they're going to hurt your Dulahin, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? You must defend her, right? You must protect her, not so? Not so, husbands? Yes. Vasudev, he says, no, please, this is your sister. You did that most important part in the wedding ceremony. Please, do not kill her. If it is that the 8th child is going to bring forth your demise, going to bring forth your death, then I will bring that child for you. As a matter of fact, I will not only bring that child for you, but I will bring all the children that's born of Devaki, I will bring them to you. Whatever you want, you do. Please, please, please. Today is our wedding day. Today is the day that we got married. Please. Don't do this to her. Don't do this to me. You know, as a pundit, people will come and say, I would like to get married. We would like to get married. But we don't want a big wedding. We want a small wedding. You know what is my view on that? My view on that is that only one day in your life you're going to get married. Well, only one day in your life you're supposed to get married. Let me put it that way then. Why not make it grand? Why not make it the best day of your life? It was the best day for Vasudeva and Devaki. It was the happiest day for them. Don't make it, Kans, don't make it the saddest day now. Kans, instead of taking his sister and Bahanoi to their home, he says, I am going to take you to my palace. And he placed them in prison. He placed them in the prison, gates locked, chains on their hands. This is the way he treated the one that he called a little while ago his sister. Do we treat our sisters like this? Do we treat our brothers like this? On the day of Bhai Dooj, on the day of Raksha Bandhan, we will visit each other, we will tie Rakhi on the hand, sister would feed brother. And when the sister would ask brother, can you help me with this? I can't do that for you. You made the promise to sister, you're going to be there for her. Comes, he says, I'm going to take you to safety. He took her to the prison. As time went by, my dear friends, as time went by, Pratham Kumar, the first child, was born. When the first child was born, Vasudeva said, let me keep to my word. Yes, the Akashvani said, the 8th child, let me keep to my word. He took this first child and he carried it to Kans. This is the first child of Devaki. Whatever you want, you do to this child. Kans said, you know what? It said, Ashtamadya. It is the 8th child. That Akashvani says it's the 8th child that's going to bring forth my death. I do not want this child. You can't take back this child. Carry back this child. But you know, as Vasudeva left with that child, who came there now? Narad Muni. And when Narad Muni came in a very smart way, or should I say silly way, he told Kans that you send back this child. But what if this child is the 8th child? Could the first child ever be the 8th child? Never. The 8th child is the 8th child. Say it for me, people. 8th child. 8th child. Like you all sleeping? Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki, Radha Krishna Bhagavan ki, Hari Om. That's it. Narad said, if you take 8 pieces of sticks and you put them in a circle here, show me, Kans, which one is the first one and which one is the 8th one. If you have a mala, where is the beginning of the mala? Where is the end of the mala? And in this way now, Narad was able to convince Kans that, you know, any one of the child could be the 8th one. And so he called back for that child. And what did he do? he held the feet of the child, and lifting up the child up into the air, he smashed the head of that child on the slab, killing that child. Tell me now, one may ask the question, why did Narad Muni do that? When Narad could have not said anything and allowed the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth child, seventh child to remain alive. Now, look at what is going to happen. He did this to the first child. He did this to the second. He did this to the third, fourth, fifth, sixth child. 6 of them he killed. Why? Because Narad made him believe that anyone could be the 8th child. Why? Why did Narad do this? He said, when unrighteousness reaches to its peak, it is then I will come. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he tells us. When unrighteousness reaches to the highest point, it is then I will manifest myself forth. Narad Muni wanted Bhagavan to come. He wanted Bhagavan to come quickly. If there is unrighteousness, if there is an incline in unrighteousness, then God is going to come faster. And so Narad Muni caused the death of the 6 children. 6 children. The 7th child is about to be born now. Who is the seventh child? It is said that whenever Mahavishnu Bhagavan will take avatar and come upon this earth, Sheshnag will come also. Who is Sheshnag? Sheshnag is the bed of snakes that Mahavishnu Bhagavan lies on. When he came in the age of Treta Yuga's Maryara Purushottam Prabhu Sri Ramchandra, Sheshnag came as his younger brother Lakshman. Now when the plan is going to make for Bhagavan Sri Krishna to come, Sheshnag said to Mahavishnu Bhagavan, you know, in the last yuga, in the last age, I was your younger brother. I was younger than you. And because I was younger than you, I couldn't give you any advice. I couldn't tell you anything. I just followed your instruction. Please, allow me to come as the elder brother this time. And so this 7th child was going to be the manifestation of Sheshnag. So Sheshnag is going to manifest himself as the 7th child. The 7th child, as that child was growing in the womb of Devaki, Mahavishnu Bhagavan, he gave the instructions to Yogmaya Devi Mata. He said to Yogmaya Devi Mata, I want you to transfer the embryo, I want you to transfer this child that is growing in the womb of Devaki. I want you to take that child and place it in the womb of who? Rohini. Kaun Rohini? Who is Rohini? Rohini was also one of the queens, one of the other queens of Vasudeva. So this child was transferred from the womb of Devaki, and this child was taken now to the womb of Rohini. And there that child will be born. When this happened out, it seemed it was like an apparent miscarriage that took place for Devaki. It made things a little more complicated now in the minds of Kans. Was that really the 7th child? Or is the next child to come the 7th child? Was that the 7th child and the next child to come will be the 8th one? Which one really is the 8th child? That child, my dear friends, was born of Rohini. And who was that? When Sheshnag came in Treta Yuga, he was Lakshman. When Sheshnag came in Dwapar Yuga, he was Balaram. How do you know that? He was Balaram. Balaram. That's why we have Balaram and Krishna together. That's why we have Ram and Lakshman together. And so, my dear friends, now the time is coming close. The time is coming close when the Lord will now have to come. Preparations are being made in the heavenly regions. For the Lord, the Devtas, they were all very happy to know that God is going to come upon this earth. They started to offer their prayer. They started to praise God, telling unto God, come, show your presence here. Come upon this earth. relieve your devotees of all their sin, of all their pain, of all their trouble. Get rid of the unrighteousness. And they started to glorify him. What did they say? You are the one who is the destruction of the 6 forms. The 6 forms of extreme pain. There are 6 forms of extreme pain. Did you know of this? There are 6 forms of extreme pain. Hunger, thirst, grief, infatuation, old age. And anyone can figure out the last one? It's the one that we all have to go through in life. And we are all coming closer to that day. What is it? Death. This is a bright boy, you know. Very bright. Yes, death. These are the 6 pains that we experience in our life. And the Lord, Bhagavan Krishna, Supreme Param Brahma Param Atma, He is the one who can get rid of all of these. You are the one who is in the shape of the 5 elements. Hey Bhagavan, today we ask, may you come, it's time for you to come upon this earth. My dear friends, it was in the nakshatra of Rohini nakshatra. It was the Ashtami Tithi. It was the 8th day, Bhadrapad, in the month of Bhadrapad, which was August to September. Midnight. It was a very stormy night. The rivers were overflowing their banks. When this form of God, who is he? Satchit Anand, the Supreme Brahman, Chaturbhuj Rup Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, Bandmala Vibhushitam Shweta Vastra Shweta Padma Asan. He manifested himself there in the prison in front of Vasudeva and Devaki. Bolo Vrindavan Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki, Har Har Mahadeva ki, Mahavishnu Bhagavan ki, Hari Om. My dear friends, he didn't born as we were born, but he manifested himself. Why did he come? To destroy the evil, to protect the pious. He said unto Devaki Mata that in your previous life you did tapasya, you did penance, you did worship unto me. And when I appeared before you and I asked, tell me, what do you want? You didn't ask for liberation. You didn't ask for moksha. Instead, what you asked, you said, I would like for you to be my son. And this is the reason why I have come here, to be your son. But I cannot stay here. As I would transform myself into the form of a child, I want you to take me across the Yamuna. I want you to take me across the Yamuna and carry me to Gokul. The form of God, who was dressed in the yellow silken dhoti, who was holding in his 4 arms the Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. He transformed himself into the form of a child. Vasudeva, he took the basket, he laid a soft yellow cloth on that basket. He placed the child on the basket. And now he lifted that basket upon his head and began his journey. At that very moment, my dear friends, the chains were loose from their hands. The gates opened. Miraculously, the gods were all sound asleep. No one was awake. And Vasudeva, he began his journey. As he approached the Yamuna on this very stormy night, Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the form of a child in the basket there on the head of Vasudeva to prevent him from getting any wet. That form of Sheshnag was protecting him. That bed of snakes was protecting him as an umbrella. As he was crossing the Yamuna, the water of the Yamuna the river, realized that this person that is on the head of Vasudeva is none other than the Supreme Param Brahman, the Supreme Param Atma. I must gain his blessing. And so the level of the water started to rise. The water reached the level of the shoulder of Vasudeva. It reached the level of his neck. It reached the level of his mouth, and it was going higher. The level of the water covered the nose of Vasudeva. Vasudeva would have drowned. To prevent Vasudeva from drowning, and also to shower his blessings on the water on Yamuna, that babe, that child, which was Bhagavan Krishna, he placed his foot out of the basket, and as soon as the water touched the feet of that child, touched the feet of Krishna, the level of the water once again went back down. As Vasudeva reached Gokul, he entered into the home of Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya. There was also a child that was born at the very same time. Vasudeva, on the instructions of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he placed Bhagavan Sri Krishna down there, and he made that exchange where he left Bhagavan Krishna there, and he took this child, placed that child into the basket, and was now returning. Vasudeva returned now into the prison. The gates closed, the chains went back on his hand. The guards awoke when they heard the crying of the child. The news reached now to Kans that the child is born, supposedly the 8th child of Devaki. Immediately he ran, and on reaching there, he recognized that this was a girl child. It was a girl child, my dear friends. He started to smile. Is it that the Akashvani is telling me that a female, a girl, is going to kill me? Is going to destroy me? Nevertheless, if such be the case, Ashtakumar or Ashtakumari, I will destroy that child. He took that girl child, holding her by the feet, lifting up that child, and as he was about to smash the head of that child upon the slab to kill that child, the child slipped out of his hand. And as the child slipped off, that girl child slipped off his hand, that girl child assumed her true identity. Who was that, my dear friends? It was none other than the Supreme Adi Shakti Jagadamba Devi Mata. Jai Jagadambe, Jai Sri Durge, Tu hai Shakti Ma, Ek tu hi Jagamata Horani, Jagadudarani Ma. She said unto him that I am not the 8th child. I am not the one that will bring forth your death. But the child that will bring forth your death is growing in Gokul, very safe and sound. When the Kans heard this now, he gave the orders to all his ministers, not only in Gokul, but wherever you go, I want you to kill every single child that you will see. Just imagine the amount of death, my dear friends. Just imagine the crime. Just imagine the amount of sin that Kans caused here. And so they killed scores of babies, scores of children throughout. But this child, my dear friends, the one who Vasudeva carried into Gokul and placed in the home of Nanda Baba, was the one that would have bring forth the death of Kans. Who was this one? Alak Niranjana Bhava Bhaya Vanjan O Narayan Narayan अलक निरंजन भव भय भंजन ओ नारायण 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 Mahavishnu Bhagavan. He is referred to as Alak Niranjan Bhava Bhaya Bhanjan. Alak means that he is the one that can be in the Nirgun form. There is no form. Nirgun. Alak Niranjan means that he is the one that is pure, pure and divine. Bhava Bhai. Bhai means what? Fear. He is the one that can take away all fear. He is the one that can free us from the cycle of birth and death that we are in. He is Sat Chit Anand. He is truth. He is consciousness. He is bliss. He is the supreme Param Brahmana told us, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyam jimang damaskuru mame vaishasi yukta vaiva matmanang matparayanam. Once we focus our thoughts on Him, once we think of Him, once we meditate upon Him, He will take care of everything. He will always be there for us. And He is the one to whom we will one day meet. But my dear friends, the big question that we always ask, the child was born at the home, or rather not the home, but in the prison of Vasudev, where Vasudev was. He was taken now and carried Gokul in the home of Nanda Baba. How do we refer to him? कोई कहे वसुदेव की नंदन कोई कहे नंद लाला कोई कहे नंद लाल. Some refer to him as the son of Vasudeva. Not so? Vasudeva ki nandan, because he was born as the son of Vasudeva. And some refer to him as Nandalala. Some say he is the son of Nanda Baba because he grew up at the home of Nanda Baba. Who is he really? Does he have a father? He is our father. He is your father. When the news came to everyone in that city of Gokul that a child has been born in the home of Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya, everyone was happy. There was bliss all around. He has manifested himself to come upon this earth. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya taratmanam srijanyam. To destroy the evil, to destroy the unrighteous, and to bring back righteousness, to bring back happiness, to protect, as it says here, Vipradenu surasantahita Linham manuja avatar Nija icha nirmita tanu Maya gunagopa. Ramcharitramanas, Ramayana tells us, he came here for what? For the welfare of the Brahmans, to protect the Brahmans, to protect the cows, to protect the celestial beings, to protect the righteous ones, to protect the devotees, the Lord, who is none affected by Maya. He has manifested himself. He has taken form and come upon this earth. For whose benefit? For your benefit, for my benefit, to get rid of the unrighteous, to get rid of the darkness, to bring back the light, to bring back righteousness in your lives. Bolo Vrindavan Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki. May we all have that blessing of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Hari Om Tat Sat. Prem se bole Mahavishnu Bhagavan ki jai.